It's about 2 in the morning, so let's just get right into this fucking shit right here. Oh, this shit, yeah, so, a Pokemon Direct from Nintendo came out recently, and they announced some expansion packs for Sword and Shield, which include, I don't know, extra story content or whatever the fuck. And there's also some exclusive Pokemon type. There's some bullshit, and people are definitely mixed on the situation. Sorry, I'm high as fuck. Anyways, so people are pissed about the expansion passes because they literally said that it would be way too hard to port more Pokemon into the game. It'd be too hard to, they gotta cut this kind of content and this and that. Only to 2 months later release a trailer or a Pokemon Direct to let you know that they're selling you some content that could have been in the game if they just delayed the base game for $30. So this guy is making fun of people who are mad about it by equating them to the same people who are totally fine with buying Persona 5 for $60 on PS4 and Persona 5R, which is kind of bullshit because Persona 5R obviously is optional. I'm getting it just because I really love the game and I want to do another playthrough. But if you played vanilla Persona, like the Persona 5, just the original OG, you pretty much played the game and you don't really need Royal. Like, you can just get away with not doing it. I mean, sure, they added some extra story content, but here's the thing as well. Royal doesn't take out any content from Persona 5. And, just like what Sword and Shield had to do, there's lots of features and more Pokemon and like game mechanics and other stuff that exist in past games that aren't in this game. And Persona 5R doesn't, it changes the game, but with the story wise, like it makes some different cutscenes or different dialogue, quality of life changes, and then it's adding more content on top of it. So it's that's a dumb comparison. It's dumb. Let's move on. Fuck this. Broken fucking games. We in 2020 and people still want to play games from 1995. This I will never understand. You don't understand why people would want to play good games? You don't understand why games from that time paved the way for games for the games we enjoy today. Like, we would not be here if it wasn't for games from the past. Second of all, game preservation. It's important to not only remember these games, but keep them logged and keep them archived so we never lose them. And people who want to go back and visit them can play them. That's why everyone cares about backwards compatibility on the next gen consoles. But anyways, yeah, good games existed back then. 1995 was like Donkey Kong Country 2, Chrono Trigger, Yoshi's Island, fucking Destruction Derby, dude. Like, tons of games that were like really fun. And people would love to go back. People still go back to them today. So our friendly neighborhood Alex tweeted out during the ongoing debate of whether or not The Last of Us is Game of the Decade material or shit like that or whatever. So he's going, I was thinking of writing an essay about The Last of Us and why it's bad to mediocre. And basically, Sir Ratchet here just sums it up to, because it's not on PC. Yeah, the exclusivity on that game has nothing to do with anyone's opinion on whether it's like trash or mediocre, okay? If it was on PC, I'd feel the exact same way that I do about it. I feel like it's just a okay game with a generic safe story that's, been done before, and, just average gameplay, average crafting. Like, this game, I'm not saying that it's not a good game or anything like that, or, it didn't, inspire other games of that kind. But, I mean, really think about what The Last of Us is. thing about PC versus console is this. On console, you commit to one company for hardware and get games from everyone. On PC, you're basically a cum dumpster for every company that made every individual component in that Frankenstein's monster of a device sitting on your desk. Oh my god, just take a look at his name, and that's why I'm gonna move on and not take it seriously. The Last of Tanga. I don't care about which famous celebrities are PC gamers, but I do love how they don't fit the image console fanboys have of PC gamers. So this is pertaining to some celebrities out there coming out, they're being more open about their hobbies, and some of them have hobbies where they play video games. Most recently, Henry Cavill, who played Superman in the DC movies, and right now he's playing Geralt from The Witcher. So, and he's always talking about how he loves playing video games, chilling at home, playing on his PC. Like he was asked what his favorite platform was. He said PC. And, he plays World of Warcraft, Total Warhammer, shit like that. They're pissed that there's lots of celebrities out there who are coming out as PC gamers and don't fit the image that they have of PC gamers. So this dude says, oh wow, I remember this guy. He got banned like 2 or 3 times now. Anyways, Sir Daniel Franken says, cause they're all celebs and rich, unlike the majority of the PC gaming community. Oh yeah, the PC gaming community, the people who spend thousands of dollars on hardware, based on what you guys always say, because you say PC gaming is way too expensive, yet we're poor. Go figure that. Oh, this guy's a fucking douchebag. He posted a picture of like these adaptive controllers that are supposed to help like people with like disabilities, like what's it called? Not Parkinson's. I don't know, where they don't have too good of motor function in their hands, so it helps them use those track pads as as inputs, since they don't have fine motor skills. And this guy just says the perfect controller made for X-tards. Wow. Like, what a sad life you must live, where the fight between plastic and consoles is so deep inside you. You're so insecure about it that you need to make fun of the physically disabled. Oh, I don't need to say anything. That's a cell phone. Does anyone else hate when people type like this, like capitalizing the first letter of every word? It just feels weird reading shit like this. You know what funny about you PC clowns? Why I want to play on a fucking PC and all you PC criminals do is mod games and hack games and pirate games and do nude mods on female characters on games. Fucking weirdos. I hate you PC clowns, period. You are cancer to gaming. Anyways. Gamers suffer from cognitive dissonance. What the fuck does that mean again? Hold on. What the fucking... I'm too high for this right now. Cognitive dissonance. The state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and oh, okay. So hypocrites, basically. So gamers suffer from being hypocrites, I swear. People be clamoring for power and all these advancements in games, yet at the same time hyping up backwards compatibility. I always say compatibility, like instead of compatibility. But when you look at the Datariku, nobody is really playing these old ass games like that LMFAO. It's just a talking point. Well, that's your opinion. If you don't give a fuck about old games, I mean, fine, but you gotta realize that other people do. And, I mean, it's more than like, this is our culture. This is history. Like the games we played as kids is, and games from even further than, like 90s, 80s, all those games, that's part of our history, man. And backwards compatibility helps preserve that. Emulation helps preserve all those games that are locked behind fucking hardware that's like old, so old that like maybe it's hard to find a working whatever, like a fucking working Atari, like, you know. So maybe take some time and maybe think about why backwards compatibility is important instead of just thinking about why you don't like it very much. Try to see the other people's points of view. God damn, I'm stoned. Oh my god, odd eyes. I don't know. Problem: most of you guys never played any PlayStation exclusives and call them overrated too. LOL. From what I see, Doom looks like a mindless game where you do the same shit over and over without any story. But PC dudes defend it like it's their firstborn. First of all, Doom prioritizes gameplay over story. That's the thing with The Last of Us. While it may have a nice story and decent gameplay, the gameplay suffers because the game needs to be designed in a way where, you know, they can tell their narrative. So it's not gonna, you know, pull away too much from, you know, what's it called, in like third person perspective, or, you know, you're not gonna be doing crazy gameplay because you need to be transitioning from in-game, you know, gameplay to cutscenes or to in-game cutscenes, and the gameplay needs to reflect that. It needs to be, you know, very consistent. But I mean, most of us, and you know, that I'm aware of, who interact with you, we have played these games that we say are overrated. Like I've been playing games for over 20 years. I know when a game is overrated. Like all awards aside, all reviews and shit like that. Just because The Last of Us is extremely popular doesn't mean it's like the best game ever. You know, it just, you know, it's a mainstream game. But yeah, you don't play Doom for the story. You don't play Minecraft for the story. You don't play, you know, any of these, you know, Dark Souls. I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, there's a story in Dark Souls, but you know, for the most part, you're not really diving too deep into it. Well, I'm glad I could do this. Keep sending these in. I'm gonna try to do these like once every like 2 weeks at least, you know, so I can get a bunch of bad takes. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.